Can't hear myself. There you go.
There we go.
Hello, welcome to All Things NL East. Today is Monday.
Special episode.
The Monday after Thanksgiving. Whoa. Forgot you can't bang the table here. Else you guys hear
No
it.
table bang.
No table banging. Monday after Thanksgiving. It is November 27th, the day after my birthday. Which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. But
Kid's
it's not about me.
Kid's 17.
Is that old? That's pretty old. I'm going to be an adult by Thanksgiving.
You will be an adult by Thanksgiving.
Because it's the 28th next year.
Ooh. I will also be an adult by Thanksgiving.
That's insane. Adults. But this show is not about us. It's not about our age. It's not
about the Phillies.
Our adulthood. It's about the Phillies. Welcome to another version of our offseason previews, going over every team in the NL East, recapping their 2023 season and what they should be looking to do, or what we think they are going to do during this upcoming offseason, or the offseason that is already here.
Yes, sir.
Phillies finished second in the National League East. We have one more team left. Whoa. That's our production in the back. They don't like the Phillies. The Pro does not like the Phillies.
DePiro's very anti-Philadelphia.
It's because Cayden walks in here every day, walks into class, and just starts boasting about the Phillies or about the Eagles.
Well, you would too if the Marlins were that good.
I don't know.
You wish.
But I feel like nobody, even if they were good, nobody would care about the Marlins. Like the Phillies kind of have like some traction up here in the Northeast, obviously.
The Phillies have traction everywhere.
Oh, my bad.
We're national.
But yeah, second to last episode. Let's just go right into it. Recap.
Let's get right into it. I would say a successful season from the Phillies, second in the division, as you said. Beat your Marlins and beat the outstanding Atlanta Braves, unfortunately falling to the Arizona Diamondbacks in the National League Championship Series. But I would say an overall successful year. Something that they can look back on and be proud of. I know I was. But now it's time to look forward. But before we were even able to make this episode, though, the Phillies made some pretty major moves, signing Aaron Nola
to a 7-year, $172 million deal. So they re-signed Nola, which was maybe not a concern, but definitely something on the agenda, something that we didn't know was going to go on, if it was going to happen. There were a lot of Sonny Gray rumors to the Phillies and that they were just going to let go of Nola. But Sonny Gray signed this morning with St. Louis, so those rumors are officially dead.
Yep. I'm really glad they were able to pick up Aaron Nola. I think he's a valuable arm and valuable, guy to have in the clubhouse. Just a little fun fact for you. Aaron Nola is now the last player on the Phillies 40-man roster to be drafted by Philadelphia.
Wow. That's incredible.
He's the only guy left, and he's been here his whole career, about 8 years, I believe. This is going to be his 8th year in the majors. And, so he's pretty much seen it all. He's seen the highs of, 2022 in the World Series, and he's seen the not so bright days that we don't really talk about too much.
For those wondering, Aaron Nola, a lot of people are saying, well, he didn't come off a good year, had a 4.46 ERA in 2023 during the regular season, but he had a great playoff run. That's undeniable.
He's been great both playoffs
and the
that he's played in.
That he got such a long-term deal with so much money is because since 2018, he has pitched over 30 starts in every full season since 2018. In 2020, wasn't a full season. He had 12 starts.
That man does not get hurt.
Ever since, 30 starts each year, which is just super valuable. He's had over 200 innings in 3 of those years and had 193 this year. So he's someone that you can pencil in every 5th day without a doubt.
Yep.
He's going to take the ball, give you 5 or 6 quality innings.
Well, and that 12 you said in the 60-game season, that's once every 5 games. He did not have a single day off.
No days off, 2020. That's a great point. So, yeah, very valuable. I like the move because he could handle Philadelphia. It's something that a lot of New York teams look into when signing someone. Can this kid handle, or can this guy handle New York? Philadelphia, same type of atmosphere. We know Aaron Nola thrives under the pressure, under the spotlight. So I think it's an incredible move and something that we'll be looking forward for in 2024. Because I'm a little concerned about this rotation outside of it, to be honest. Outside of Wheeler and Nola, 15th in starting pitcher ERA in Major League Baseball. We have a couple takes when it comes to this rotation. But before we get into our predictions, just some stats some notes on this 2023 team. They were 10th in Major League Baseball in batting average, top 10 in Major League Baseball in batting average, OPS, home runs, RBIs, and runs scored. They were 7th in bullpen ERA. And then I just said 15th in starting pitcher ERA. So top 10 bullpen, according to ERA, and a top 10 offense, without a doubt, by any metric. I mean, any like basic important stat that you look up. The Phillies were in the top 10 in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Even after a kind of shaky start, it was an incredible year. And the moment of the regular season to me was that standing ovation for Trey Turner and the turnaround of that season. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it's great to see, and
Yeah.
it completely turned around the way they play, and not just Trey Turner, the entire team. There's a stark difference in their record the rest of the season after that happened. I think it might be 150, 200 winning percentage points higher than it was prior to that. But yeah, no, I still think we have a solid roster, but fortunately for us, Dave Dombrowski is willing to shell out his cash for an even winninger team that will hopefully get us a ring with this core group of guys we have.
Yeah, so after the Nola deal, they came out, were very blunt, very straight up about it. We want to spend more money. We want more guys. They're not out of the Yamamoto race. Yoshinobu Yamamoto,
Nope.
who we've talked a lot about, especially after the Mets episode, someone that is very wanted in this free agency, is probably going to get the biggest contract other than Ohtani, second biggest contract for the rest of the way. Phillies are still in the mix. I don't think they're going to get them. You think they're going to get a starting pitcher, though, a big starting pitcher. So tell me about that.
Let's talk about Blake Snell. He's a guy who looks like he's not going to re-sign with the Padres. They said they're looking to keep their salary cap under $200 million this year, and that does not leave too much money space left for a guy like Snell. He's going to be 31 coming into this season, and he is experienced. 191 career starts. My mic just fell down. And a 3.2 ERA within those 191 starts. 11.1 strikeouts per 9 inning. That is high.
Reigning Cy Young Award winner.
He's legit. And I think if we can get him, that'd be a great pickup, and it would really round out our starting rotation. Might give some flashbacks to the 010 Triple Ace days with the Phillies.
Yeah, that was an incredible team, and that did be a three-headed monster. The rotation right now on Fangraphs is listed as Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Schwartz, Taijuan Walker, and Christopher Sanchez getting that fifth spot.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who I don't know if he had 18 starts last year, 91 about 100 innings, 3.44 ERA, was pretty solid. Maybe the Phillies roll with him another year with that fifth starter, because as a fifth starter, those numbers are not bad at all. I still think they got to reinforce this bullpen. We talked about it with the Marlins. Bullpen isn't something that's very easy to kind of just like bring in the same group of guys and go, and they're all going to be good again.
Well, and the Phillies have had their fair share of bullpen struggles over the years.
100%. And Craig Kimbrell's gone. I doubt they will re-sign him. He's a free agent. There's a big name out there, a guy from Maryland.
Tell me that name.
Big lefty.
What's
Northeast. Linked to a couple other teams. He was linked by an MLB insider that the Rangers are interested. The Cubs are interested. Third team being the Phillies. I think the Phillies are going to go and grab him. Josh Hader. 1.28 ERA. Probably the best closer. Yeah, I would say he was the best closer in 2023. He had 33 saves, 13.6 K per 9. Maybe the best closer we've seen of his generation. One of the best in the past, 5, 6, 7 years. Diaz is up there. Maybe I think Hader takes the cake. What he did with Milwaukee in that 2018 run, where they kind of built that team around the bullpen, and he was the anchor. He's eaten a lot of innings. There's a little concern with his arm, and he was having a rough second half with the Padres in 2022 when he first got traded there. Not the best year. Kind of picked it up towards the end and picked it up during this year in 2023. I don't think there's much concern. He's going to get a big deal. Definitely the biggest deal out of any of the relievers. The Phillies said they want to spend money. they haven't had a lockdown closer during this entire run. You can say if they would have had Josh Hader for that Diamondback series, they win an extra game and they win the series. Maybe they win the World Series.
Hmm.
I believe that they think that is the difference for this team. So I think they'll go after Josh Hader, maybe sign another filler in that rotation. I don't think they need to, though. If you go into a series with Nola, Wheeler, and Ranger Suarez, you can win a lot of games.
Hmm. Josh Hader, one thing about him that I've always felt is he's just such an annoying guy to face. You know, you can be good, but some closers are just annoying. I'd put him, Diaz, because you almost know you have 8 innings to score your runs, and then that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that changes the way you play too. It changes your strategy. It changes everything. It mixes it up. And forces your opponent to play off their game a little bit.
Yeah, definitely something to see. I don't know if they'll make that, like last year they made a lot of noise. This year, re-signing Nola, I don't know if that's kind of noise because Nola was linked to the Braves, and the Braves apparently were going to sign him. They were going to go big on him, and the Braves episode is just going to be jam packed.
Yeah.
And this conversation probably would have been a little more interesting if we had it before the Nola signing. There would have been a lot of more what ifs. I think they just have one more big deal, and even if they don't get that big deal, if they sign one of these like kind of mid-tier relievers, like just solid guys, and they come into the season with this team, maybe another filler in the rotation. I think Brandon Woodruff is an interesting name for this team. But even if they don't get Brandon Woodruff, I think they have one more National League.
Compete for the division.
Yeah, compete. They always compete for the division. I mean, no,
Yeah.
never mind. They didn't this year because the Braves were that much better than them, and the year before they didn't. But I'm just saying, like, the division can't just be. Is it going to be that lockdown? Like,
Is it? I don't know. The
think about
Braves
it,
have won it like every year as pretty far back.
there's
What?
got to be
That's
some.
4 or 5
Since
years.
2018, they've won the division
Oh,
every
that's
single
5 years,
year.
Manny.
2018. That's
Wait,
6
18.
seasons.
That's 6 seasons in a row. It might be locked down. I think if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the Phillies. But I'm just hoping for kind of what we did this year. Slide into that 4 seed, get a home field playoff spot and ball out.
Yeah, Woodruff. A little bit more on Woodruff. He was having an exceptional season, and then had season-ending shoulder surgery. His market value is pretty unknown. He's going into his age 31 season. Has been one of the best pitchers in maybe last 3 or 4 years. Incredible stuff. Has been him and Corbin Burns have anchored that rotation in Milwaukee for a few years and have been 2 Cy Young candidates. So I mean, I think they would take a chance on him because we just talked about how reliable Nola is. Wheeler's been very reliable as a Philly. Ranger Suarez is pretty reliable. They kind of already know what they have in that rotation. Like if they lose one of them to injury, if they lose Woodruff, for example, he comes in and he's not 100%. He misses a week or two.
Yeah.
They have guys to fill in that hole. I think they'll take a chance. I just think the Dodgers are going to give him a bunch of money. So I think he's going to be in a Dodger, but the Phillies, look for the Phillies to at least be linked and rumored for Brandon Woodruff. I think it'd be a pretty good move. I just really see them focusing in on Hader and grabbing him. But the Blake Snell stuff, interesting for sure. Reigning Cy Young Award winner. Maybe he wants to stay out west, but he's been east before with Tampa, where he also won a Cy Young in the American League. So definitely interesting stuff going into the Phillies for this offseason. So far, I'll ask you a question since you're a Phillies fan. If they don't do anything else noteworthy for the rest of this offseason,
Hmm.
is it a successful offseason? Do you feel good as a Phillies fan going into the season?
Um, I'd feel comfortable. I wouldn't say they had a good offseason. I wouldn't say they had a particularly bad offseason either. It's just kind of meh, which, isn't really what you're hoping for when you have a team like this. But, I don't think this is the end of their offseason. I think they're going to sign at least one person, whether that be another starter, whether they grab a reliever.
Well, they did actually an hour ago. Phillies grabbed reliever Ruiz, former White Sox and Diamondback during the 2023 season. 44 innings, 5.89 ERA.
Oh,
Not the best ERA, but he throws hard. Maybe
Okay.
they'll tap into him. Jose Ruiz, minor league deal.
Minor
So
league
they
deal.
just maybe he comes in, has a good spring training. You never know. Hard throwing, but nothing that noteworthy at all.
Nope. Yeah, no, I mean, you always expect those little deals to
You never know.
trickle along.
You never know. So yeah, is that the show?
That's the show. Predictions real quick for the Phillies season.
We gotta wait till after. I feel like
Do we-
if
did-
they get Hader, do I pick them to win the National League?
I do.
You do? Oh, of course you do.
They're a
Even if they don't get
they're
Josh Hader,
they're a team built for
if
the
they
playoffs.
if they
You
give
know this.
if I'm the closer, you'll pick them to win the World Series.
Yeah. But you know how good that team is in the playoffs. A flip switch is a switch flips, and they know how to hit a baseball really, really far.
So you think they run it back with this lineup?
I do think they run it back with this lineup.
And Harper's your first baseman for the foreseeable future?
That's what Dave Dombrowski said.
That is indeed what Dave Dombrowski says. I want to see Johan Rojas ball out this year. I love that
Me
kid.
too.
I love that
He's
kid.
so fast, dude.
Heck of a glove.
So fast.
Maybe they sign an outfielder, though. You never know. I
But,
wouldn't
yeah.
put it past them.
You know, I really hope Rojas gets back up to the big leagues.
He will. He's gonna start. I think he's gonna be the center fielder opening day.
He's gotta get that back going though.
Center fielder opening day, Johan Rojas.
That's
We'll see.
not what Dave Dombrowski said, Manny.
I think he's gonna prove him wrong.
Okay.
Come on, got your bag. All right, that'll do it.
That'll
Thank
do
you
it.
for watching. One more left, and then we
I don't
just
want to
sit.
talk about the Braves.
We just sit. We're just sitting ducks for the rest of this offseason, and we just report like good old fashioned
we become
baseball people.
baseball journalists for the next.
We can't
3
predict
months.
and be hippies anymore.
Nope.
Oh well.
We talk
Thank
about
you so much
ourselves.
for watching. Have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed the holiday.
Big Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
This was all things NL East.